Hello, Connective. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Comment, like, and subscribe without smashing anything. And let's get into this energy. This is a collective reading for Pisces. We've got the Buddha prepares upright. We added an extra card to the spread this week. Let's see if that helps us get more in-depth messages. We have the law of oneness. Release the need to make anyone wrong and unify with your truth. It's actually a similar message to what Cancer got, but yours is upside down with the Buddha prepares, which is upright, which somebody else got upside down. So let's see if you're getting a little bit more balance in your situation. First quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurity. Probably not. Unless whatever is coming to fix the situation, which would be nice, huh? Not so much. Let's see. We have adjacent possibilities. We have like potential. We have roads. But we have the temple path upside down. And typically we do not like the temple path upside down. Hopefully that's describing our current state and not where we're going. The Hermit upside down. So Cancer got the Hermit upright from a different deck. Six of Wands upside down. Somebody else got that. What's happening here? We have possibilities, but it looks like, well, Four of Wands isn't terrible. I mean, typically I pick that up as a twin flame or a marriage card. Hermit upside down. Six of Wands upside down. But that's like, to me, that's like not necessarily winning. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Huh. What are you doing, Pisces? Oh. Wow. Okay. What is that? Let me see something here. Oh. Oh. I haven't done a reading like this in a while. Let's pull the other cards. Yeah, this isn't terrible. It's unpleasant. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay. All right. Honestly, I'm thrown off a little bit, but these are the types of readings that I like to do for you guys. You know, when I first started this channel, this reading might be a couple minutes longer. When I first started this channel, I did it to talk about energy. I felt like a lot of people had problems with the way that they dealt with their energy, but that they didn't understand the consequences of it. So they would keep doing the same things over and over again, and then they would be getting back like something that they didn't want, and then they would complain about it. So you know, and even like in the beginning, like when I would speak with like my friends and people around me, I'd be like, well, you have split energy. Like you're doing two different things with your energy, and you're not aligned with what you really want, right? So that's kind of a real roundabout way of getting back to what we're getting here. But the thing is when I was doing these readings, and I started to see like the themes and things that would pop up, I started to realize that my viewers, the side of the point of view, the side of the coin that they were on in their readings was always like my side of the coin, right? And on a lot of readings, like if you watch tarot card readings on other channels, a lot of times like it's not exact. It's not close to that. There's a lot of people talk about like treachery and this and that and whatever. But with me and my relationships, I mean, I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't bring treachery. I didn't bring a lot of the crap that we all have to like heal from and like do. That was brought to me. So a lot of times it became really clear in these readings who like the antagonist was, and it wasn't us. Sometimes it's us. Sometimes it's us. I still talk to us when we're antagonizing other people because we're doing it from a spiritual place. We may not even be having a spiritual awakening, but if you're on this channel, you probably are. And on top of that, you're probably going through something. You're probably either healing or you're still trying to understand why you were treated that way. Like there's something about it that you don't understand. And most of the time, it's just that you're an empath or a light worker. You didn't realize that the narcissist was going to come in or this was going to happen or that was going to happen, right? And so we talk about it a lot. And it's a relief because we're like, hey, there's somebody like me, somebody that was real in their relationship and still got crap. And like when people say like bad things happen to good people, stuff like that, right? I'm always talking to the good people, even if they're making mistakes, right? So this situation is what I see is basically Pisces, and you could be the cross watcher, but you're going through or have gone through a spiritual awakening, and the person that you're with is not. And we've seen this before. Okay. And a lot of people like to take it a lot of different places. Sometimes empaths want to leave because this other person isn't enlightened and they want to make this whole thing. It doesn't have to be. In fact, in this particular situation, you straight up got the twin flame card. First of all, and this card doesn't really come out. When this card does come out, it either comes out like, hey, this is an important relationship. It's either a twin flame or sometimes a soulmate, but a really important soulmate, not just a soulmate. I have a lot of soulmates. This would be, for me, the soulmate that's going to stay, the one that's going to treat me right? Next to this pay attention card. You also have the lovers over here next to jump in, right? I don't believe that this is a new love. I believe that this is the person that you are with. I think that this temple path card is upside down because you're on the temple path, but they're not. It could even be that the stuff that you're getting into, like let's just call it like new agey stuff. Like let's say you're like getting into crystals or something and this other person is like, okay, whatever. And you're not happy with this, the matching of this thing, right? You have the Buddha prepares upright. That's you being savvy enough to try to forward your spiritual awakening and then push through any insecurity is like the person that's trying to thwart that. If there's someone there who's intimidated because they feel like if you grow, they have to grow, the answer is yes, 100%. They have to grow if you're going to grow. Not everybody has to grow beyond oblivion or do anything, real crazy, but you guys have to do it together. Otherwise, you're going to break up. And these cards are saying that you're actually not really meant to break up. And if you are, because I get the twin flame journey, if you are, you're meant to break up and then most likely come back together again. Now, I have my own beliefs about the twin flame journey that some people who are twin flames do not believe. I'm not a twin flame. I thought I was at one time. I looked into it. I formed my opinions, and they haven't changed. Well, let's just put it this way. If you know about the twin flame journey, if you know you're a twin flame with this person especially, and you think that twin flame things go a certain way because you see that person, you know that person, or people say this, just know that every twin flame situation is going to be different. Your situation is going to be different than other people. Yeah, there may be a lot of similarities, sure. But don't shortchange yourself into thinking that you're like everybody else, because you're not. And the person that you're with is not like everybody else, even if they're not enlightened by your standards. There's a reason why the two of you came together. You most likely, before your spiritual awakening, or before what you recognized as your spiritual awakening, you already were you had beliefs that were more wholesome than probably the people around you. So even before your spiritual awakening, if you had met this person would still be a match. When the spiritual awakening comes to you, it's just an enhancement of who you are. It's going to make whoever you were bigger. It's going to make you more appreciative of who you are so that you're not making yourself small. You'll get to the point where you're more loud about who you are because you understand that that's natural. That even if you're the weirdo third one that it's meant to be, and it's a better position than, say, maybe the person who's not having the spiritual awakening. You're looking at this other person in your situation, and you're seeing the gaps. You're seeing what they don't understand. You're seeing the ways in which they unintentionally do damage to themselves, or they don't live their lives in a way which would be like more beneficial to them, or that is more serving towards them. But you see them making these mistakes that everybody else makes because they think that they have to, or because society expects them to, or because they're just in some kind of auto mode, or it's habitual, like something you're like, you could just do this way. If you just wake up this way, you'd be happier. Or if you just like little stuff like that inherently that this person is struggling with, right? And then you're frustrated because you feel like you have this knowledge and this person's not following along, and maybe they don't match you. They do. Don't assume that you're going to get this level of love from someone else. It's just some stuff you got to work through. You have this hermit here. They don't want you to just think that you're just the be-all, end-all of sovereignty and spirituality, and they want you to understand that you're a couple, right? You're not going to be able to do a whole lot of that by yourself. You have twin flames, 4 of wands, and lovers on the table. This is an opportunity for you to have a higher relationship with your significant other. Yes, it's work, especially if they're like resisting you, but that is not reason to leave. You are supposed to understand where you're kind of being antagonistic towards the other person, making it seem like, in situations you could be making it seem like you're better than them because you're ascending and they're not. Something to that level where you create a divide. Don't do that. If you're doing that, don't do that. If you're hounding the other person over their lifestyles that they haven't given up, things that they've been doing for years, stuff like that, don't do that either. Part of the situation with this person is that you need to accept them for who they are. Now, again, this is aside from any twin flame stuff that you have going on with this person that you need to work through. But what I'm telling you is that you need to bring more. Don't make this an adversarial situation. There's stuff that you're supposed to be doing too to meet them halfway, even though you're the one that's ascending. Yes, they need to do the work to come with you, yes. But at the same time, if you're pushing them away, if you're acting like you have more doors like available to you than they do, then you're gonna make them feel like they can't come with you. This victory card upside down. It's not helping you out. And basically it's telling you that it's time to be real with this situation. That in some cases, we think sometimes when things are like going south, that we can just wait it out. And then sometimes what happens is it doesn't like end itself. And then now we have to fix this mess, right? Don't do that with this situation. You're being told that you need to focus and that you need to give more. You need to dedicate yourself to understanding this person and making this work with this person. Do you have free will? Sure. Is it a possibility that you're supposed to break up and get back together again? Sure. Maybe you feel it in your bones. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't care, right? But you have a part in this. Don't assume that you get to sit on your little hill and then that person has to climb up to you. It's not going to work that way. You need to meet them halfway. You need to give if you want your abundance, that you need to keep working on you, even if you feel yourself sort of pulling away from this person, that you need to keep going in that direction. You can offer the information to bring them with you, but you cannot drag this person behind you. And this person has to care about their love for you enough to come with you to a point where it's not uncomfortable. And if they don't want to make that commitment, if they choose to not jump into this with you, let's just say there's no harmony because that person is kind of making fun of you. Like when you sit down and you try to meditate or something, they're kind of making, noise or something like that. Then yes, you need to choose where you're going to go with that. Sometimes when we spend a little bit of time alone and other people realize that we don't need them, they come around. But you have to make that decision on what's going to bring the balance to your situation. You have like 3 love, marriage, freaking bonded at the heart type cards here. So, and every rise card there is, jump in, soar, abundance, give, and then the need to pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention to what they're doing. see all the doors. And do you. Keep doing you, and hopefully they will come with you. And if they don't, maybe they'll come later. Keep it in mind, Pisces. Until we meet again.